What happens when whispers turn into roars, and rumors spark a firestorm that no one can contain? Tonight, the streets of Atlanta are ablaze with speculation as three familiar names, Rasheeda Frost, Jasmine Bleu, and Kirk Frost are caught in the center of an allegation so explosive it has fans clutching their pearls and racing to social media for answers. The word is out, and the whispers say poly relationship. Yes, you heard that right. The married entrepreneur, the former side flame who shook the Frost household years ago, and the rising starlet now rumored to be connected in a way no one saw coming. The cameras caught their every move at a recent event, and what should have been a polished night of appearances quickly unraveled into a spectacle of side glances, nervous smiles, and unspoken tension that had fans screaming, "Something isn't right." Some say Rasheeda looked uneasy, shifting in her seat as Jasmine flashed a smile that was far too knowing. Others swear Kirk's body language told the entire story, leaning one way when Rasheeda spoke, another when Jasmine laughed. To the untrained eye, it may have seemed like coincidence, but to love and hip-hop fans, it was confirmation that something deeper was bubbling beneath the surface. And now, the whispers have crossed into accusations. Was Rasheeda blindsided by this messy entanglement? Did Kirk orchestrate this tangled web, trying to keep both women satisfied while managing his public image? Or most shocking of all are the three of them in on it together, addressing the world's questions in a way no one could have expected. Emotions are running high, family ties are being tested, and fans are left divided, wondering if they've just witnessed the biggest relationship plot twist in love and hip-hop history. Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about Rasheeda, Jasmine, and Kirk. The truth, or at least their version of it, is finally on the table, and the fallout promises to shake Atlanta to its core. What happens when whispers turn into roars, and rumors spark a firestorm that no one can contain? Tonight, the streets of Atlanta are ablaze with speculation as three familiar names, Rasheeda Frost, Jasmine Bleu, and Kirk Frost, are caught in the center of an allegation so explosive it has fans clutching their pearls and racing to social media for answers. The word is out, and the whispers say poly relationship. Yes, you heard that right. The married entrepreneur, the former side flame who shook the Frost household years ago, and the rising starlet now rumored to be connected in a way no one saw coming. The cameras caught their every move at a recent event, and what should have been a polished night of appearances quickly unraveled into a spectacle of side glances, nervous smiles, and unspoken tension that had fans screaming, "Something isn't right." Some say Rasheeda looked uneasy, shifting in her seat as Jasmine flashed a smile that was far too knowing. Others swear Kirk's body language told the entire story, leaning one way when Rasheeda spoke, another when Jasmine laughed. To the untrained eye, it may have seemed like coincidence, but to love and hip-hop fans, it was confirmation that something deeper was bubbling beneath the surface. And now, the whispers have crossed into accusations. Was Rasheeda blindsided by this messy entanglement? Did Kirk orchestrate this tangled web, trying to keep both women satisfied while managing his public image? Or most shocking of all are the three of them in on it together, addressing the world's questions in a way no one could have expected. Emotions are running high, family ties are being tested, and fans are left divided, wondering if they've just witnessed the biggest relationship plot twist in love and hip-hop history. Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about Rasheeda, Jasmine, and Kirk. The truth, or at least their version of it, is finally on the table, and the fallout promises to shake Atlanta to its core. What happens when whispers turn into roars, and rumors spark a firestorm that no one can contain? Tonight, the streets of Atlanta are ablaze with speculation as three familiar names, Rasheeda Frost, Jasmine Bleu, and Kirk Frost, are caught in the center of an allegation so explosive it has fans clutching their pearls and racing to social media for answers. The word is out, and the whispers say poly relationship. Yes, you heard that right. The married entrepreneur, the former side flame who shook the Frost household years ago, and the rising starlet now rumored to be connected in a way no one saw coming. The cameras caught their every move at a recent event, and what should have been a polished night of appearances quickly unraveled into a spectacle of side glances, nervous smiles, and unspoken tension that had fans screaming, "Something isn't right." Some say Rasheeda looked uneasy, shifting in her seat as Jasmine flashed a smile that was far too knowing. Others swear Kirk's body language told the entire story, leaning one way when Rasheeda spoke, another when Jasmine laughed. To the untrained eye, it may have seemed like coincidence, But to Love and Hip Hop fans, it was confirmation that something deeper was bubbling beneath the surface. And now, the whispers have crossed into accusations. Was Rasheeda blindsided by this messy entanglement? Did Kirk orchestrate this tangled web, trying to keep both women satisfied while managing his public image? Or most shocking of ALR, the three of them in on it together, addressing the world's questions in a way no one could have expected. Emotions are running high, family ties are being tested, and fans are left divided, wondering if they've just witnessed the biggest relationship plot twist in love and hip-hop history. Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about Rasheeda, Jasmine, and Kirk. The truth, or at least their version of it, is finally on the table, and the fallout promises to shake Atlanta to its core. The room grew tense as Rasheeda shifted in her chair, her eyes narrowing at Kirk. The cameras were rolling, the crowd was restless, and the weight of every rumor hung thick in the air. For years, she had fought to protect her marriage, her brand, and her sanity from the whispers that Kirk could never seem to outrun. Yet tonight, with Jasmine Bleu seated a few feet away, smirking with a confidence that made Rasheeda's stomach churn, the rumors had a face, a body, and a laugh that seemed far too comfortable. "Tell me you didn't bring me here for this," Rasheeda muttered under her breath, her voice caught between rage and heartbreak. Kirk leaned forward, pressing his palms together as though prayer might soften the blow. "Babe, just listen. Don't make this harder than it already is." "Harder," Rasheeda snapped, her voice rising enough for the microphones to catch. "You've embarrassed me on national TV, in our home, in front of the world, and now, you want me to sit here while people say we're in some kind of poly relationship." Her hands flew up in disbelief. "Have you lost your mind, Kirk?" The crowd gasped, cameras zooming in on her trembling hands. Meanwhile, Jasmine leaned back in her seat, her manicured nails tapping against the glass in front of her. She wasn't flustered. She wasn't breaking a sweat. Instead, she seemed to revel in the chaos, the corner of her mouth curving into a sly grin. "Look," Jasmine finally said, her tone sharp and cutting, slicing through the tension like a blade. "I didn't ask to be dragged into y'all's drama. But let's not pretend like this is a surprise. People have been talking about us for years. The difference now is, I'm not hiding anymore." The room erupted. Fans in the audience gasped, some clutching their phones to record every word, while others shouted from their seats, "Say it louder, girl." One fan screamed. Another yelled, "Rasheeda deserves better." The division was instant, the sides clearly drawn, and the drama had only just begun. Rasheeda's face drained of color, but her anger quickly returned, burning hotter than before. "Not hiding anymore," she repeated, her voice breaking. "So, you admit it. You admit you've been sneaking around with my husband again." Kirk jumped in, his voice booming. "It's not like that." He slammed his hand against the table, the microphones shaking. "Y'all twisting this. Man, this ain't no scandal. It's complicated." "Complicated," Rasheeda barked, throwing her hands up. "You call dragging me, dragging our family, through hell, complicated? No, Kirk, it's betrayal." Over and over and over again. The tension was unbearable. The crowd was split, half jeering Kirk, half egging Jasmine on, and then Jasmine leaned forward, her eyes locking on Rasheeda's. "You want the truth? Fine. The truth is, I never stopped seeing him. Not once. You think he was faithful after everything that went down? Please." She rolled her eyes. "He came back to me. He always does." The sound was deafening. Fans screamed, others shouted lies. And Rasheeda's hand shot up to cover her mouth. Her chest rose and fell as though the air had been sucked out of her lungs. Kirk buried his face in his hands, muttering curses under his breath. "You've got some nerve," Rasheeda finally whispered, her voice trembling with fury. "Some nerve to sit here, in front of me, in front of the world, and try to humiliate me like this. You're proud of wrecking a family. You're proud of being the reason my kids can't even look at their father without shame." Jasmine's expression softened, but only for a moment. "Don't play the victim, Rasheeda. You knew. Deep down, you always knew. And if you didn't leave him then, what makes you think you'll leave him now?" The crowd gasped again, this time louder than ever. Fans were on their feet, screaming at the stage. Some shouted support for Rasheeda, others cheered Jasmine's boldness, and others hurled insults at Kirk for dragging both women into the spotlight. At that moment, young Jock appeared from backstage, shaking his head in disbelief. "Man, y'all, Wildin' out here, he muttered, grabbing a microphone. This ain't the place for all this. You got kids watching. You got fans who look up to y'all. And you up here acting like this is some kind of soap opera. Rasheeda rounded on him. Don't you dare lecture me. Jock, you've humiliated Kendra more times than I can count. You don't get to play the voice of reason here. The tension only grew, emotions spilling over like water from a broken dam. Family members began weighing in from the sidelines. Rasheeda's mother, Ms. Shirlene, stormed onto the stage. Her face twisted with anger. I told you, Rasheeda. I told you not to take him back, after the last time. And now look at you humiliated again. On TV. In front of the whole world. The audience roared with approval, cheering Shirlene's every word. Rasheeda clutched her mother's arm, her face crumbling with emotion. Kirk tried to interject, but Shirlene's voice drowned him out. Boy, you ain't nothing but trouble. And Jasmine, shame on you. You should have walked away a long time ago. But you wanted the spotlight, didn't you? Jasmine crossed her arms, glaring. I didn't want the spotlight. I wanted the truth. And now everybody knows it. The scene spiraled further when fans online began flooding Twitter and Instagram with live reactions. Hashtags like #RASHEEDA deserves better, #Kirk exposed, and #Jasmine bold trended within minutes. Memes popped up instantly, showing Kirk sweating in the middle of the two women. Rasheeda's furious glare on one side, and Jasmine's smug smirk on the other. Meanwhile, Kelsey Frost, Kirk's daughter, took to Instagram Live, tears streaming down her face. I'm tired of this mess, she sobbed. I'm tired of my family being dragged through drama. My dad can't get it together, and now it's like nobody cares about us kids. This ain't entertainment. This is our life. Her words shook fans to their core, sparking debates across social media about whether love and hip-hop had gone too far. Back on set, Rasheeda's voice cracked as she shouted, I can't do this anymore, Kirk. I've fought, I've prayed, I've cried, and for what? So you can humiliate me again and again. You think this is love. This is not love. This is pain, and I'm done. The cameras zoomed in as Kirk's face fell, his bravado slipping away. For the first time all night, he looked small, broken even. He reached out for Rasheeda's hand, but she pulled away, her body trembling with rage. Don't touch me, she hissed. The drama only escalated as Mendices and Yandi, who had been watching from backstage, stepped out to mediate. Mendices raised his hands, trying to calm the storm. Listen, I've made mistakes too, but dragging it out like this ain't gonna fix nothing. You got a whole marriage, a family, businesses together. Don't throw it away on TV for the world to laugh at. But Yandi wasn't so forgiving. She turned to Jasmine, shaking her head. You sit here talking about the truth, but you ain't nothing but messy. You didn't care about Rasheeda. You didn't care about the kids. All you cared about was keeping your place in Kirk's life. That ain't love, sis. That's selfish. Jasmine's eyes glistened, but she refused to cry. You can judge me all you want, Yandi, but at least I'm honest. More honest than half the people on this stage. She turned to Kirk. Tell them, Kirk. Tell them the truth. Tell them what you told me when the cameras weren't rolling. The crowd fell silent, every eye locked on Kirk. He shifted uncomfortably, his lips partying but no words coming out. Finally, he whispered, I told her I couldn't let her go. The audience exploded. Gasps, screams, boos, cheers all at once. Rasheeda froze, her eyes wide with horror. Jasmine nodded slowly, as if she had just won a battle she had been fighting for years. You hear that? Jasmine said, her voice steady. He couldn't let me go. And maybe that's the real truth y'all don't want to face. Maybe this is bigger than marriage papers and TV appearances. Maybe it's time y'all accept it. Rasheeda's knees buckled, her mother rushing to steady her. No, Rasheeda whispered, tears streaming down her face. No, I won't accept it, not now, not ever. The stage was chaos, shouts, tears, accusations, and heartbreak colliding in real time. Fans online described it as the most shocking scene in love and hip-hop history, calling it messier than any storyline before. The family was left divided, the fans were in uproar, and the city of Atlanta buzzed with the fallout. The shouting backstage was louder than anything the cameras had captured earlier. Rasheeda stormed down the narrow hallway, her heels clapping against the concrete floor like gunfire. Her chest heaved with fury, her hands trembling as she pulled at the microphone, still clipped to her dress. Kirk trailed behind, muttering excuses that fell flat against the echo of her rage. You humiliated me out there, Kirk, she cried, whirling around so fast he nearly collided with her. Her eyes glistened, not with weakness, but with raw fury. In front of the world. Again. How many times am I supposed to take this? Before Kirk could answer, Jasmine appeared, leaning casually against the wall with her phone in hand. Her smirk was sharp enough to cut glass. Oh please, don't act brand new, Rasheeda. You've been taking it for years. You just don't like that the world finally knows. Rasheeda lunged forward, her mother grabbing her arm just in time. Say one more word. Jasmine, Rasheeda warned, her voice cracking. Just one more word. Jasmine tucked her phone away, stepping closer with deliberate calm. You don't scare me. You never did. Kirk made his choice a long time ago. Just keep pretending it was you. The crew scrambled to keep cameras rolling. This was gold too raw, too unfiltered, too shocking to ignore. Suddenly, a producer rushed in with a panicked look. We've got a problem, he said breathlessly. Social media's blowing up. Somebody leaked screenshots Kirk's DM with Jasmine. They're everywhere. The hallway fell silent. What? Rasheeda demanded. What are you talking about? The producer held up his phone. On the screen, dozens of screenshots flashed, all tagged with hashtag Kirk caught again. Fans were reposting alleged private messages between Kirk and Jasmine late-night meets, cryptic heart emojis, and even hotel bookings. The images spread like wildfire, thousands of retweets piling up by the second. Rasheeda snatched the phone, her eyes darting across the messages. No, 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 she gasped, her voice breaking. Tell me this is fake. Jasmine smirked, tilting her head. Fake? Oh no, those are real. Maybe not every single one, but enough to tell the story. The hallway erupted. Rasheeda screamed, slamming the phone against the wall. Kirk tried to grab her hands, but she shoved him away. You disgust me. I can't believe I built my life, my brand, my everything around you, and this is what you give me. Lies and screenshots for the world to laugh at? Kirk's voice shook. Baby, listen, don't call me that. She screamed, tears spilling now. Don't you dare call me that. The tension was unbearable. Meanwhile, online fans were tearing the story apart in real time. One post. Read, not Kirk booking hotels under a fake name hashtag, Kirk caught again. Another fan tweeted, Rasheeda's mom warned her years ago. Guess mama always knows best. Within an hour, the hashtag trended #1 across Twitter. Kelsey Frost, Kirk's daughter, was spotted storming out of the studio, tears streaking her face. Paparazzi caught photos of her slamming a car door, her expression a mix of rage and heartbreak. By the next morning, gossip blogs plastered her images everywhere with captions like Kelsey can't take it anymore. Back inside, Rasheeda's phone buzzed nonstop. Friends, business partners, even fans were blowing up her line. But one call froze her blood-hurt teenage son's voice, trembling through the speaker. Mom, people at school are talking about Dad. They're laughing at me. I don't want to go back. Rasheeda broke down, collapsing into her mother's arms. Ms. Shirlene glared at Kirk with a venom that could kill. This is your fault. You dragged your whole family through the mud. You think this is just drama for TV, but these are real lives. Real children. For the first time, Kirk had no words, and then, as if things couldn't get worse, Carly Red went live on Instagram. From her glam room, wearing oversized shades and sipping champagne, she cackled into her phone. Oh, baby, Atlanta is on fire tonight. She shouted, her comments section exploding. I told y'all, Kirk couldn't keep it together. And now, Rasheeda and Jasmine both fighting for the same man. Chilly. This is messy. But don't worry, Carly's got the receipts. The live hit 50,000 viewers in under 10 minutes. Screenshots of Carly's smirk circulated everywhere, with fans writing captions like, Carly stays messy, and we live for it. Back at the studio, Rasheeda caught wind of Carly's antics. Her fury doubled. Of course, she's out there, stirring the pot. She loves this. She feeds off other people's pain. Jasmine chuckled under her breath. Sounds like you're just mad she's saying what everyone else is thinking. Rasheeda spun on her. You think this is funny? You think ruining my family is entertainment? No, Jasmine replied coldly. I think denying the truth for years is entertainment. And you've been doing that better than anyone. Before Rasheeda could fire back, another producer rushed in, pale-faced. Guys, TMZ just dropped something. It's big. Everyone froze. The producer hesitated, then handed over his tablet. The headline screamed in bold. Exclusive, leaked polyagreement document, tied to Kirk Frost, Rasheeda, and Jasmine. The room erupted into chaos. Crew members shouted, fans outside screamed, and Rasheeda's jaw dropped as she scrolled through the article. According to TMZ, a contract had surfaced, allegedly signed by all three, outlining terms of a private, poly relationship arrangement. Rasheeda's voice shook with disbelief. This is fake. This is not real. I never signed anything like this. Jasmine smirked. Didn't you? Maybe you just forgot. Forgot. Rasheeda roared. You're insane. Kirk grabbed the tablet, his face going pale. The article included blurry photos of what looked like his signature. His voice cracked. I don't remember this. I didn't. This isn't real. Somebody's setting me up. But the damage was done. Social media exploded with theories, memes, and debates. Was it real? Was it forged? Who leaked it? Fans demanded answers, dividing into camps. Hashtag Team Rasheeda, hashtag Team Jasmine, and shockingly, hashtag Team Polly. The Frost household, once a symbol of resilience, now stood at the edge of collapse. The studio was a war zone. Rasheeda paced in circles, trembling with rage, while Ms. Shirlene shouted at anyone who dared defend Kirk. Jasmine sat coolly in her chair, unbothered, scrolling through her phone as if the chaos around her was a show made for her entertainment, and then, as if scripted by fate itself, Bambi walked in, her heels clicking against the tile, her hair flawless, her expression locked in irritation. What the hell is going on in here? She demanded, glaring at Kirk first, then Jasmine, then Rasheeda. I step away for 1 second, and Atlanta's trending worldwide. Y'all embarrassing us? Scrappy followed close behind, shaking his head. Man, this ain't even love and hip-hop no more. This is Jerry Springer. The tension thickened. Rasheeda snapped, don't come in here talking about embarrassment, when y'all had your own mess playing out on TV for years. This isn't about you. This is about my marriage, my family being destroyed in front of millions. Bambi folded her arms, unamused. Then maybe you should have kept your man in check instead of blaming the rest of us. The room erupted. Fans in the audience screamed, producers begged for calm, and Ms. Shirlene launched into a tirade so sharp it silenced the air. Don't you dare blame my daughter for this man's mistakes. Rasheeda held that family together with her bare hands while Kirk was out here making babies and drama. And now this Jasmine heifer got the nerve to smirk. Girl, you lucky I don't snatch that wig right off your head. The crowd gasped and cheered as Shirlene pointed a trembling finger at Jasmine, who only chuckled. See, this is why I don't take y'all serious. Always yelling, always blaming, but never facing the truth. The truth is, Kirk wanted me. Kirk still wants me. And if he didn't, none of this would be happening. Rasheeda screamed, lunging forward before security rushed in to hold her back. Her voice cracked through the noise. You ruined my life. You took everything from me. Jasmine smirked. No, Rasheeda. Kirk gave me everything. That's the difference. The air thickened with shock, and then Carly Red strutted in like a queen, entering her throne room. Dressed in a glittering outfit, phone in hand, she announced, don't mind me, y'all. I'm just here to collect the tea. Get out, Carly. Rasheeda snapped, her voice hoarse. But Carly only laughed, tilting her phone to capture the room for her Instagram story. Oh no, baby. The people need to see this. The world needs to see this mess. Y'all are making history tonight. Her comments section blew up instantly. Fans typed frantically, Carly, messy queen. Spill the tea, sis. Rasheeda about to explode. Within minutes, her live stream pulled in 100,000 viewers. Scrappy yanked the phone from her hand. You always doing too much. Carly, this ain't your drama. Stay out of it. Carly snatched it back, unfazed. Too much. This is light work, baby. I've been in messier situations than this. But let me tell y'all what's really going on. The room fell quiet. Even Jasmine leaned forward. Carly smirked. That so-called poly agreement. I know where it came from. All eyes locked on her. She paused dramatically, then whispered into the mic. It came from somebody close to the Frost family. The crowd erupted in shouts and screams. Rasheeda's head whipped toward Kirk, suspicion burning in her eyes. What did you do? Who did you tell? Kirk threw his hands up. I didn't tell nobody. I don't even know what she's talking about. Carly cackled, shaking her head. Oh, he knows. He just don't want to admit it. The drama was unbearable. And then, as if fate wanted to fan the flames, Another bombshell dropped. A gossip blog posted alleged voice notes of Kirk whispering sweet nothings to Jasmine. The clips were grainy but clear enough to send Twitter into a meltdown. Fans posted reactions instantly. One wrote, "Not Kirk out here, whispering like a 90s R&B singer, hashtag, Kirk exposed again." Another posted, "Rasheeda needs to leave. This is beyond disrespect." Rasheeda covered her ears, screaming, "Stop it. Just stop it. I can't take this anymore." She collapsed into a chair, sobbing uncontrollably. Her mother rubbed her back, whispering, "It's okay, baby. We'll get through this." But the damage was done. Meanwhile, Kelsey Frost still hadn't returned home. Paparazzi reported she was last seen driving away from the studio, tears streaming down her face. Fans flooded social media with concern. "Where's Kelsey? Pray for the Frost kids. This isn't entertainment, this is trauma." Jasmine, though, wasn't backing down. She grabbed a microphone and declared, "Y'all can paint me as the villain all you want, but the truth is, Kirk and I never ended. Maybe Rasheeda thought it was over, but he made sure it wasn't, and if he really loved her like he claims, none of this would be happening. So maybe it's time we stop lying to the fans. Maybe it's time we admit the truth." The crowd roared, in shock, some chanting Jasmine's name, others booing her. Bambi stepped forward, shaking her head. "You sound ridiculous. You think this makes you look strong. It just makes you look desperate. If Kirk loved you so much, why are you still fighting for scraps? Why is he still married to Rasheeda? Think about that." Jasmine's smirk faltered. For the first time, Carly, smelling blood, pounced. Oh, Bambi got a point. If Kirk wanted Jasmine so bad, why he still clinged in to Rasheeda? Maybe he just want both. Maybe that's why that poly agreement came out. The crowd exploded again, fans screaming, arguments breaking out in the stands, and then, just when it seemed the drama couldn't get messier, TMZ dropped another bombshell, exclusive paparazzi photos of Kirk Frost leaving a hotel with another woman entirely. The photos were grainy but clear enough. Kirk in a hoodie, walking alongside a tall woman with long blonde braids, her face partially hidden by sunglasses. The studio erupted. Fans screamed, phones buzzed with notifications, and Rasheeda's body went rigid. She stared at the screen in disbelief. Who is that?" she whispered. The crowd screamed louder. Jasmine's jaw dropped. Even Carly looked stunned. Kirk's face drained of color. He stammered, That's not what it looks like. I swear, but it was too late." The photos had gone viral. Hashtags like #KirkWithWho and #FrostHotelMystery trended worldwide. Fans speculated endlessly, some claiming it was an old flame, others insisting it was a new mistress. The cliffhanger was perfect, the chaos absolute. The family was shattered, the fans divided, and Atlanta was left buzzing with one question: who was the mystery woman with Kirk Frost? The dust began to settle, but not in the way anyone expected. The lights dimmed, the stage cleared, yet the questions only grew louder, echoing across social media, radio shows, and gossip blogs like wildfire. Rasheeda sat frozen in silence, her face streaked with tears, her spirit bruised by yet another betrayal. Kirk stood beside her, hands shaking, caught between denial and regret. And Jasmine, calm, composed, unbothered, had walked away with her head high, leaving behind a trail of gasps and unanswered accusations. The leaked poly agreement rattled everyone to their core. Fans debated endlessly online. Was it real, or a cruel fabrication meant to tarnish reputations? Some pointed to the signatures, claiming they were identical to Kirk's handwriting, while others swore the entire document was photoshopped. Yet, the rumor stuck, embedding itself into the conversation like glue, impossible to shake. For Rasheeda, the humiliation was unbearable. For Jasmine, it was vindication. For Kirk, it was another nail in the coffin of his public image. But the real explosion came when the paparazzi photos surfaced. Kirk with another woman, blonde braids, hidden behind sunglasses, stepping into a hotel at midnight. The image said everything Kirk refused to, and in that single moment, the story stretched beyond Rasheeda and Jasmine. A third woman, a fourth. Was this the final betrayal, or just the latest in a cycle fans had grown exhausted watching? The Frost family, once a brand built on resilience, fashion, and business savvy, had crumbled into something else entirely. A spectacle, a cautionary tale, a reality show storyline that seemed to write itself. Fans, friends, and family all found themselves split into camps. Some screamed for Rasheeda to finally walk away and reclaim her dignity. Others urged forgiveness, reminding her of the years invested, the empire built, the children caught in the crossfire. And then there were the wildcards, the fans who rooted for Jasmine, applauding her unapologetic honesty, her refusal to be painted as the villain. The emotions ran high. The family was left divided. Atlanta was shaken, and the internet was on fire. But here's the thing. Reality TV is only half about what happens on the screen. The other half is what you, the fans, believe. Do you see Rasheeda as the long-suffering wife who deserves freedom, or as a woman still fighting for a love too broken to repair? Do you see Jasmine as a homewrecker who thrives in chaos, or a woman speaking truths others are too scared to admit? And Kirk, do you see him as a man who can never change, or as someone lost in a cycle of mistakes, struggling to keep hold of both women and his image at the same time? This is where you come in. We want to hear your voices. Should Rasheeda walk away once and for all, finally closing the chapter on decades of betrayal? Or should she forgive again, risking the same heartbreak for the sake of family unity? Should Jasmine be exposed for her role in this mess, or is she the only one bold enough to reveal what's really been happening behind closed doors? And who is the mysterious woman in those paparazzi photos, the one whose identity has fans losing sleep, refreshing their feeds for clues? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Tell us where you stand. Team Rasheeda, Team Jasmine, or are you convinced Kirk's secret blonde companion is about to flip this story upside down? We'll be reading every single comment. And trust us, the cast will too. And don't forget, your voice keeps the story alive. Hit that like button if you're as shocked as we are. Subscribe for more exclusive updates, because this drama isn't slowing down anytime soon. And turn on those notifications, because when the next twist hits, and it will hit, you'll want to be the first to know. The Frost saga isn't over. This was only one night, one explosive chapter in a story that seems endless. The family is broken, the fans are divided, and the cameras will keep rolling. Atlanta has its eyes wide open, the internet won't stop buzzing, and the truth, whatever it is, remains just out of reach. Stay tuned. The next revelation might be bigger than all of this. And until then, keep the conversation alive, because your voice isn't just part of the drama. It is the drama.